This is day 20 of video journaling until I can talk to people for a living. Story time. So this is a story about one of my earliest memories that I remember. It's about when I almost got completely separated forever from my parents. So basically what happened was I was about 4 or 5 years old. My family, every summer, you usually go back to Japan to see visit our extended family. And this was one of those trips. We were at Ueno Station. It's one of the biggest, big stations in Japan. I've heard it has like 30,000 people go through it every day, so gigantic station. Every train goes through there. And we were at a restaurant at the station with our family friends, my dad's best friend. And I think we were coming back from like a trip outside of Tokyo or something. We were eating lunch. And during lunch, my dad's best friend and his son, who was also very young at the time, wanted to go to the bathroom. So they got up and they started walking to the bathroom outside the restaurant. And me being a 4-year-old kid, and I'm going to keep repeating that because this is a big part of the story, is that I'm 4 years old. I wanted to go too. I was like, I want to go too. So I got up and started running and chasing after them. My dad reluctantly started following me as well. I run, and I get to the bathroom, and there's a very long line to pee. And me being big brain, 4 years old, I ran into the stall, and I was like, I cut the whole line, and I peed, and I ran out immediately. I was so quick while everyone was waiting for the urinal. I get outside. Guess what? I go, Dad is nowhere to be seen. I look back. My dad's best friend, son, nowhere to be seen. And I remember very, very vividly, I was like, oh no, like I'm lost. And I tried walking around to see where the restaurant was because I thought I knew where I went. It all looked the same. Mind you, thousands of people walking around. I'm a tiny little kid. And I remember going, oh no, what do I do? I remember the dread. And also big brain 4-year-old, I was like, immediately, let's go talk to someone. So I guess I had good judgment of people because I went up to this old, sweet Japanese lady and I was like, oh, I'm lost. And thank God she was like a really good person because she could have easily just kidnapped me. She could have been like, ooh, 4-year-old kid, I can just munchkin. I can just take with me, which would be crazy, but she didn't, luckily. And she took me. She was like, oh no, like, pobrecita. And she was like, let me take you to the police guy at the train station. And the train station was like, oh no, let me take you to the station, the sheriff department or whatever it's called. And I remember I was sitting there, and he's like, sit there and we'll get your information. And there was this strict looking old Japanese deputy captain eating a tangerine. He's kind of like Brooklyn Nine-Nine's like Captain Raymond in a way. And he was like, you want a tangerine, little bud? And I was like, no, I'm good. And I remember they asked me for my address, but I lived in Marina del Rey, California at the time. So I was like, oh yeah, Admiralty, California, Marina del Rey, 90042 or whatever. And they're like, oh shit, you live in LA. Like, that doesn't help us at all. And, long story short, someone comes in after a bit, and it's my dad's best friend. And I'm like, and all is well. He picks me up. But whole time I'm thinking, damn, where's my goddamn dad, my father? Like, so basically, and me and my dad, this is what happened at the end. Me and my dad, who I give him shit for this, still, to this day, we get into arguments about who's at fault. So tell me after this who you think is at fault. So I remind you, I'm 4 years old. I get up and I run. Basically what happened was, apparently the restaurant, we were at a tonkatsu Japanese curry restaurant, and they had just brought out the food when we started going to the bathroom. And I ran, and my dad's like, I want to eat. But he had to start running. But then he was like, oh, my best friends got it. So I'm going to go back to the restaurant to eat my delicious Japanese curry. And when my dad continued eating, and my dad's best friend came back without me, they were like, where's Kazu? And my mom started panicking, and we were like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We're never gonna see him ever again. There's 1,000 people here. And they were panicking on what to do. And on the PA system at the station, they were like, excuse me, attention. We have a lost child, Agawa Kazuyuki. If this is your child, please come to the station. And they're like, oh my God. And so they went and picked me up. But I'm still wondering till this day, why didn't my dad pick me up? Why isn't my best friend or my dad's best friend? And second of all, was your Japanese curry more valuable than your fucking 4-year-old kid? I guess not. So that is my story. I could have gone lost and been forever separated from my parents, but you know, my dad still blames me for being the irresponsible 4-year-old kid who ran off when the curry had just come out. So let me know in the comments if you think I was at fault or if my dad was at fault for wanting to eat his curry. So that is the story. Hopefully you like that. Kind of crazy, I think. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. Peace. We're here.